boys? Welcome back to the channel. Gentlemen, in this video, we are going to be talking about social media marketing. Now, there's two sides to the story when it comes to social media marketing, because on the one side, it's very good and very beneficial and it's very smart. But then on the other side of social media marketing, it's very dark, it's very bad, and it gets really deep because a lot of people try to essentially sell you a fucking dream and sell you all the success when they haven't even been successful themselves, right? So that's what I want to break down in this video. So first of all, let's talk about the bad, okay? Let's swallow the frog first. Guys, a lot of people online will, like, you know this, bro, they'll rent fucking Lamborghinis, they'll flex when themselves have not been successful. Or they'll do certain things to make it seem like they're successful when in reality, again, they're not at all. All they're doing is having this perception, because when it comes to online, you can fake anything. And what does that do? That drives traffic to their business, and then that's what helps them convert, and they're selling a dream, essentially, right? And so that's the really bad part about social media marketing, is it's very easy to flex, it's very easy to convince people, and it's quite frankly like very easy to sell online to an extent. And what does that breed, bro? That breeds a bunch of people that just try to get rich quick, that just want that instant gratification and don't actually want to put in the work. And why does it work? Because most people are fucking like that, right? Most people don't want to actually put in the work, and they say they do and all this bullshit, and so that's why they fall into that trap and get pulled into all the bullshit, right? Now, what do you have on the other side of social media marketing? The good, right? So here's why social media marketing is actually good. Number one is when everybody comes online and everybody flexes and all these things, you have to understand that, again, social media marketing, it's marketing. Every business in the world does this. They market the fuck out of their product, bro, to make it sell. Like, it's just a normal thing in business. It's one of the most, if not the most important thing in business is the marketing, right? The best example I can give to you is if you're in business right now and you're selling a product, a lot of you might put so much emphasis into the product itself, like you're making the perfect product. And so you think you're in the business of that product, of whatever it is you're selling, but you're actually in the business of marketing, bro. Because you could have the best product in the fucking world, but if nobody knows about it, nobody's gonna fucking buy it. And yes, Mr. Obvious, you obviously want to have best of both worlds and have the two, right? But a lot of you think you're in this business when you're actually in the sales and marketing business. And so to an extent, social media marketing, bro, it's normal. Again, go to the store, go whatever the fuck it is you're buying, pay attention to how it's marketed. Pay attention to how much the biggest companies in the world spend on advertising, on marketing, in commercials, in newspapers beforehand, on the ads that you run through in your phone, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, before you watch this fucking video. All these things, right? They sell you on the desired result of whatever their product is getting you, and so that's essentially what social media marketing is. It's just now people are doing it for themselves, and in a way, showing you what your life could be, and to an extent, it's true if you're willing to put in the work. But then that also leads to the bad side of things, like nobody actually tells you how much work it takes to fucking make it. And that's why I think nowadays when you see some of the most successful people that have built some of the strongest, some of the biggest communities, is because those are the people that have actually went through decades and years of fucking hard work. Best example I can give to you is like Alex Hormozi, bro. Like, personally, I'm a fucking huge fan. Watched a lot of his content, and you can tell that Alex, in the way of how real he is, how he skips all the bullshit, how he gets straight to the point in his content, in addition to that, like David Goggins, like all these guys that are real as fuck, you can tell that they've been through shit, and that's why they are able to be so successful to an extent, because you can't fake certain things, when in reality online, you can fake a lot. But there are certain things that you cannot, okay? And so, again, that's the good thing about social media marketing, right? Is when somebody does for example, run a business online and right, it's just social media marketing where they're flexing. Even I do this to an extent, right? Like you guys see this fucking view in the background. Like there's a fucking very specific reason I put this view in the background and not the other way around. Like some of you guys will comment on the YouTube videos like, hey, Brandon, have the natural sunlight come onto your face so the camera quality is better. Like, no, 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 no. I don't think you realize what I'm doing. There's a very specific reason as to why the fuck this view is behind me and why you see it. Right? Marketing and credibility. Like, not anybody can just fucking live here, but there's a lot you can fake again online. Like in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I don't know how I would fake fucking living here, but I promise you there's some way, shape, or form to fake fucking everything. Besides the point. Now, with that, okay, with the good on social media marketing, what's the other good thing about this? So for myself, right, I think a lot of us online at the early stages and the beginning stages of getting into entrepreneurship or whatever it is, like you initially do get pulled in for the wrong reasons because you want the money, of course, right, to take care of your family and all these things. You want the cars, you want the girls. And so in some way, shape, or form, like the social media marketing and the way things are marketed and perceived online is good because in a sense, like if it wasn't marketed like that, like would I personally have gotten exposed to this side of life at the very early and beginning stages of my life? Probably not. And then that's what brought me down the journey, and then having to put in fucking, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of work before even seeing a fucking dollar in profit sometimes, right? And so understanding the concept of social media marketing and why simultaneously there are a lot of cons, there's actually a lot of pros to it, right? And you just have to learn to navigate the fucking game, bro. And I really hate social media marketing, honestly, because at the same time, especially once you go through a certain level of personal development, like you don't want to flex. You don't find a need to show off because you just don't care. Like there was beforehand, bro. I used to wear certain clothes, buy certain shoes, and all these things to seek outside validation, right? And to make me feel better, right? And to show off. And then again, through that development and realizing like, why am I living life for like all of these other people and all this other stuff? I realized like, who gives a fuck about everybody else? Like I got to start living for myself, right? And then now, again, it's gotten to the point where like, I don't need to flex for anybody. If anything, I hate flexing because I know what it does, and it's just cringe and all these different things that you never would have thought back then. And then now it's like you're on the total different other side. If you can relate to this, great. If you can't yet, you will eventually understand what I'm saying. But all I'm getting at is I've gotten to the point where I hate flexing. Like I really hate it. But then at the same time, in that example that I was giving you, you have to understand that marketing is one of the key elements in business. And so to an extent with the business that I run, it's an online business, do I have to in some way, shape, or form flex, right? In some way, shape, or form, let people into my lifestyle and just the way I live. And then if this is also a funny subject, because like some of the times, or most of the times, if you're just living life and it's your normal life and you're recording it and posting it, you might not really be flexing, but it might be coming across as flexing just because like your new standard is here, but the standard has risen so high that people might think you're flexing because that's just the lifestyle you've gotten to, when in reality it's just normal for you, right? And so there's a bunch of different like perspectives to hit this on, but all I'm getting at is understanding social media marketing is a huge concept that you're going to want to, again, understand and dabble into a little more and not get pulled too far into, because I always said this, bro, like when it comes to online education, when it comes to influencers that you watch, when it comes to all of this online stuff, you want to pay very close attention to the people that you're actually listening to, and you want to pay very close attention to a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that you can pick up on in videos, in marketing, for example, in content, right? In whatever it is. Because I promise you, bro, you can pick up on bullshit very easily if you actually start to read in between the lines. And that's why I'm so big on telling people to start documenting and start posting as early as possible. Because when you have literal proof, bro, of like you posting for years on end, like on your profiles, and all these things, like it's very hard to fake timelines. In a sense, you can't even do that, and people will be able to see like the development of you if they really go back and look. And that's why I'm low-key so proud of myself, and thank God that I did document so much of my journey. Like if you guys scroll back, I always say this on my YouTube channel, bro, you'll see the development like 360. Like even I watched a video of my own actually 2 days ago, and I was just like, I was kind of mind boggled in a way. But again, all I'm preaching is like, if you start to pay attention and read in between the lines a lot of these fucking like online gurus, you really start to see bullshit. But you can usually tell bullshit because certain online gurus that haven't actually achieved certain things that they're yapping about, and they haven't actually achieved certain levels that you might think they're at, you can fucking tell in the way somebody just looks a lot of the time, in the way somebody fucking acts a lot of the time. But then in those two things, it's like, it could also just be one scenario, and they might be fucking around, they might be having fun. And so that's why I always say you want to dig a little deeper and watch a lot of their content and all these things. And that's why there's like an average, bro, of I think it's 7 hours before somebody actually buys what it is you're selling online, because they have to become comfortable, build that connection with you, and then trust you, right? And then in that, do they actually realize the kind of person you are? Maybe they've picked up on a certain amount of value in that certain amount of time that they've watched you, and then that's what leads to them purchasing from you. But then, you know, there's things around that, right? There's indoctrination assets that I talk about with my clients where it's like, yeah, this is how you shorten the amount of time from somebody not knowing who you are to working with you, and all these things, and it gets really deep. But all I wanted to do with this video is hopefully give you guys a better understanding of social media marketing and why, yes, it can be very dark and it can be very bad, but at the same time, it can be very good, and you do want to use it to your advantage. And every company, to an extent, is doing this all around the world because it's the most important part of business in a way, which is the desired result, right? And then, yeah, just there's so much into this topic. I'll probably break this down into a certain amount of videos. If there's something in specific you guys want to see or have me break down when it comes to social media marketing, I'd love to have you guys actually comment it down in the comment section, and I'll do a breakdown on it. But boys, hopefully you took some value from this video, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Again, boys, with that being said, I love each and every single one of you. Get to work as always, and I'll see you boys in the next video.